Good morning. Today we will see some image processing techniques like edge detection, image segmentation like this. Therefore, first of all, we will see edge detection. Edge detection is an image processing technique for finding the boundaries of objects within images. Understand this definition. We have to determine boundaries of the objects within images. It works by detecting discontinuities in brightness. Edge detection is used for image segmentation and data extraction in areas such as image processing, computer vision, and machine vision. Now you just say, according to the definition, these are the coins on the left side of this image, and on the right side, image represents edge detection within. And if you will see, these coins are of circular shape is there, so the circular edge is there, and on the coin also different embossings are there. Therefore, that embossings are represented by the edges of that embossings or images. You just see, it's just like our coin. If you take 1 rupee coin and if you will trace it all the surfaces with the help of pencil, therefore you will get some, on that paper you will get dark image of that coin, means edge of this coin circle shape, and whatever that number 1 is written or some India or whatever it is there, that you will get on the paper in black color. But here edge detection means what? For to determine boundaries of objects within images, and it works by detecting discontinuities in brightness. Therefore, this is nothing but edge detection. See that this is the figure of the girl, how edges are detected. This is the edge detection. Instead of taking all the part, they have just detected edges, discontinuities in brightness. Miss outline. In short, this is the line diagram. This is the edge detection, means we have to find out lines or line diagram from the image. Edge detection is a general name for a class of computer programs and techniques that operate on an image and result in a line drawing of the image. See that, whatever I told, it is nothing but line drawing. The lines represent changes in values such as cross-section of planes, intersections of planes, textures, lines, etc. In many edge detection techniques, the resulting edges are not continuous. However, in many applications, continuous edges are preferred, which can be obtained using the HOUG transform. It is a technique used to determine the geometric relationship between different pixels on a line, including the slope of the line. Consider a straight line in the xy plane as shown in figure 4.24, which is expressed as y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the slope and c is the intercept. The line represented by equation 4.15 can be transformed into HOUG plane of MC with x and y as its slope and intercept. See that a straight line, it is represented by this line in on left hand side, x1 and y1 coordinate on this line, y3 y3 are coordinate on this line. Now we have taken slope m, c is nothing but constant. Thus, a line in the xy plane with a particular slope and intercept will transform into a point in the HOUG plane See that this is the hope plane. For the hope plane, for the hope or MC plane, if a line passes through M1C1 as shown in figure 4.24b, it represents a point x1, y1 in the xy plane of figure 4.24a. Therefore, how transformed this is the hope plane. This line is transformed into this point. Therefore, it represents a point x1, y1 in xy plane. See that this point represents x1, y1 in xy plane. Therefore, into a point in the hope plane for the hope or MC plane, if a line passes through M1, C1 as shown in figure. See that M1 and C1, if that line will pass through M1, C1, as it represents a point x1, y1 in the xy plane. Therefore, this point will represent x1, y1 in the xy plane. See that this line is there. This is y1 distance and this slope is nothing but x1. If it is one of the basic steps in image processing, pattern recognition in images and computer vision. When we process very high resolution digital images, convolution techniques come to our rescue. Let us understand the convolution operation represented in the below image using star, using an example. Therefore, this is 6 by 6 image, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 by 6 matrix into this 3 by 3 filter is there is equal to 4 by 4 into 4 image output after edge detection. For this example, we are using 3 into 3 Prewitt filter as shown in the above image. As shown below, when we apply the filter to perform edge detection on the given 6 into 6 or 6 by 6 image, we have highlighted it in purple for our understanding. See that this is the purple. The output image will contain A11 into 1, A11 into 1, plus A12 into 0, plus A13 into -1, plus A21 into 1, A22 into 0, A23 into -1, plus A31 into 1, A32 into 0, A33 into -1 is equal to this in the purple square. We repeat the convolutions horizontally, and then convolutions means what? We have to move this purple or violet color square 3 by 3. We have to shift towards right by one column. We repeat the convolutions horizontally and then vertically to obtain the output image. See that. Earlier we have taken this, now this orange color represents next image. Like this. We would continue the above procedure to get the processed image after edge detection, but in the real world, we deal with very high resolution images for artificial intelligence applications. Hence, we opt for an algorithm to perform the convolutions and even use deep learning to decide on the best values of the filter. There are various methods in edge detection, and the following are some of the most commonly used methods. First is Prewitt edge detection, second Sobel edge detection, third Laplacian edge detection, fourth Canny edge detection. Now Prewitt edge detection. This method is commonly used edge detector mostly to detect horizontal and vertical edges in images. The following are the Prewitt edge detection filters. GX, that is 10 minus 1, 10 minus 1, 10 minus 1, Prewitt filter for vertical edge detection. GY, Prewitt filter for horizontal edge detection, that is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, and minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Now Sobel edge detection. This uses a filter that gives more emphasis to the center of the filter. It is one of the most commonly used edge detectors and helps reduce noise and provides differentiating, giving edge response simultaneously. The following are the filters used in this method. Now GX. This is Sobel filter for vertical edge detection, that is 1 0 minus 1, 2 0 minus 2, 1 0 minus 1. GY, it is Sobel filter for horizontal edge detection, 1 2 1 0 0 0, 1 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1. Sorry, minus 1 minus 2 minus 1. The following shows the before and after images of applying Sobel edge detection. See that. This is original minion image and this is minion image after applying Sobel edge detection. This is edges. We have to find out line diagram of the image. Then Laplacian edge detection. The Laplacian edge detectors vary from the previously discussed edge detectors. This method uses only one filter, also called a kernel. In a single pass, Laplacian edge detection performs second order derivatives and hence are sensitive to noise. To avoid this sensitivity to noise, before applying this method, Gaussian smoothing is performed on the image. Therefore, common Laplacian edge detection filters, these two matrices are there. That is minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 8, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Then another matrix 0, minus 1, 0, minus 1, 4, minus 1, 0, minus 1, 0. See that this is Laplacian edge detection. The above are some of the commonly used Laplacian edge detector filters that are small in size. The following shows the original minion image and the final image after applying Gaussian smoothing. It's a Gaussian blur method of CV2 followed by Laplacian edge detection. See that earlier this is original minion image, now this is minion image by applying Laplacian edge detection. Now next is Canny edge detection. This is the most commonly used, highly effective and complex compared to many other methods. It is a multi-stage algorithm used to detect, identify a wide range of edges. The following are the various stages of the Canny edge detection algorithm. Convert the image to grayscale, reduce noise as the edge detection that using derivatives is sensitive to noise. We reduce it. Calculate the gradient, helps identify the edge intensity and direction. Non-maximum suppression to thin the edges of the image. Double threshold to identify the strong, weak and irrelevant pixels in the images. Hysteresis edge tracking helps convert the weak pixels into strong ones only if they have a strong pixel around them. The following are the original minion image and the image after applying this method. See that Canny method. This is the left side indicates original minion image. Same image is there for three methods. And this is the Canny edge detection. Now you will observe which method is better. I think Canny edge detection method is better as compared to that Pretty, Laplacian and Sobel. Just check the images of right hand side. Now drawbacks of applying edge computation. First, size of output will be shrunk. Shrunk means what? Decreases. If you notice in the above example, with an input of 6 by 6 image, after applying 3 by 3 filter for edge detection, the output image is only 4 by 4. Usually the formula is, if the size of the input image is n by n and the filter size is r by r, the output image size will be n minus r plus 1 into n minus r plus 1. Second is loss of a lot of valuable information, especially from the edges of the input image. As the input image size is much reduced than the original image used as input, as discussed above, the information towards the edges of the input image is lost as we don't iterate multiple times using the filter on the input images, outer edges, unlike the middle of the input image. Now, techniques to overcome the drawbacks of edge computation. To prevent the loss of such valuable information by image shrinkage, we usually use padding the input image before applying edge detection to avoid losing valuable information in the input images. Therefore, this is nothing but edge detection. Now, next is image segmentation. A digital image is made up of various components that need to be analyzed. Let us use that word for simplicity sake, and the analysis performed on such components can reveal a lot of hidden information from them. This information can help us address a plethora of business problems, which is one of the many end goals that are linked with image processing. Image segmentation, now definition. Image segmentation is a process by which a digital image is partitioned into various subgroups of pixels called image objects, which can reduce the complexity of the image, and thus analyzing the image becomes simpler. We use various image segmentation algorithms to split and group a certain set of pixels together from the image. By doing so, we are actually assigning labels to pixels, and the pixels with the same label fall under a category where they have some or the other thing common in them. Using these labels, we can specify boundaries, draw lines, and separate the most required objects in an image from the rest of the not so important ones. That is, using these labels, we can specify boundaries, draw lines, and separate the most required objects in an image from the rest of the not so important ones. In the below example of a main image on the left, we try to get major components, that is chair, table, etc. And hence all the chairs are colored uniformly. In the next step, we have detected instances which talk about individual objects, and hence all the chairs have different colors. This is how different methods of segmentation of image works in varying degrees of complexity and yield different levels of output. Now we just say this is the original image, input image. Now this is first segmentation image. Semantic segmentation means what? Semantic segmentation means what? First of all, we can look at only chairs. So the chairs, they have given blue color, and table, they have given white color. Now instance segmentation. Instance segment, what this indicates? We have detected instances which talk about individual objects. Now we have to locate these chairs individually. Then and then you will understand how many chairs are there. Therefore, if you will locate chairs individually in the next image, how many chairs you will find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chairs are there. Total 9 chairs are available in this image. So that you, now what is the instance segmentation? We can identify the objects individually through this instance segmentation. From a machine learning point of view, later these identified labels can be further used for both supervised and unsupervised training, and hence simplifying and solving a wide variety of business problems. This is a simpler overview of segmentation in image processing. Let us try to understand the use cases, methodologies, and algorithms used for image segmentation. Article means image segmentation. Now, need for image segmentation and value proposition. Why there is need? The concept of partitioning, dividing, fetching, and then labeling, and later using that information to train various machine learning models have indeed addressed numerous business problems. In this section, let us try to understand what problems are solved by image segmentation. A facial recognition system implements image segmentation, identifying an employee and enabling them to mark their attendance automatically. Segmentation in image processing is being used in the medical industry for efficient and faster diagnosis, detecting diseases, tumors, and cell and tissue patterns from various medical imagery generated from radiography, MRI, endoscopy, thermography, ultrasonography, etc. Satellite images are processed to identify various patterns, objects, geographical contours, soil information, etc., which can be later used for agriculture, mining, geosensing, etc. Image segmentation has a massive application area in robotics like RPA, self-driving cars, etc. Security images can be processed to detect harmful objects, threats, people, and incidents. Image segmentation implementations in Python, MATLAB, and other languages are extensively employed for the processes. A very interesting case I stumbled upon was a show about a certain food processing factory on the television, where tomatoes on a fast moving conveyor belt were being inspected by a computer. It was taking high speed images from a suitably placed camera, and it was passing instructions to a suction robot, which was pick up rotten ones, unripe ones, basically damaged tomatoes, and allowing the good ones to pass on. Means by taking images, what we understand that whatever that robot is there, that robot will pick up the tomatoes which are not of good quality. Therefore, that image will be fed to the robot, and robot will understand that these tomatoes are not of good quality. Therefore, that robot will pick up that much tomatoes from the conveyor, and whatever quality tomatoes are there, they will pass it to the next stage. This is a basic but a pivotal and significant application of image classification, where the algorithm was able to capture only the required components from an image. And those pixels were later being classified as the good, the bad, and the ugly by the system. A rather simple looking system was making a colossal impact on that business, eradicating human effort, human error, and increasing efficiency. Image segmentation is very widely implemented in Python along with other languages like MATLAB, C, C++, etc. More likely so, image segmentation in Python has been the most sought after skill in the data science stack. Now, what are the types of image segmentation? First, the approach. Whenever one tries to take a bird's eye view of the image segmentation tasks, one gets to observe a crucial process that happens here. That is object identification. Any simple to complex application areas, everything is based out of object detection. And as we discussed earlier, detection is made possible because the image segmentation algorithms try to, if we put it in layman's terms, collect similar pixels together and separate out the similar pixels. That is nothing but image segmentation. This is done by following two approaches based on the image properties. First is similarity detection or region approach. This fundamental approach relies on detecting similar pixels in an image based on a threshold region, growing region, spreading, and region merging. Machine learning algorithms like clustering relies on this approach of similarity detection on an unknown set of features. So does classification, which depicts similarity based on a predefined or known set of features. Now 1.2 discontinuity detection, that is boundary approach. See that from this figure, just boundaries they have taken. This is a stark opposite of similarity detection approach, where the algorithm rather searches for discontinuity. Image segmentation algorithms like edge detection, point detection, line detection follows this approach, where edges get detected based on various metrics of discontinuity like intensity. Therefore, this is earlier edge versus region methods, boundary approach. Second, the types of techniques. Based on the two approaches, there are various forms of techniques that are applied in the design of the image segmentation algorithms. These techniques are employed based on the type of image that needs to be processed and analyzed, and they can be classified into three broader categories as below. That is 2.1 structural segmentation technique. These sets of algorithms require us to firstly know the structural information about the image under the scanner. These can include the pixels, pixel density, distributions, histograms, color distribution, etc. Second, we need to have the structural information about the region that we are about to fetch from the image. This section deals with identifying our target area, which is highly specific to the business problems that we are trying to solve. Similarity based approach will be followed in these sets of algorithms. Now stochastic, second is stochastic segmentation techniques. In these groups of algorithms, the primary information that is required for them is to know the discrete pixel values of the full image rather than pointing out the structure of the required portion of the image. This proves to be advantageous in the case of a larger group of images where a high degree of uncertainty exists in terms of required object within an object. ANN and machine learning based algorithms that use k-means etc. make use of this approach. Now, next is hybrid technique 2.3. As the name suggests, these algorithms for image segmentation make use of a combination of structural method and stochastic methods. That is, use both the structural information of a region as well as the discrete pixel information of the image. Now, image segmentation techniques. Therefore, based on the image segmentation approaches and the type of processing that is needed to be incorporated to attain a goal, we have the following techniques for image detection. First is threshold technique method. Second, age-based segmentation. Third, region-based segmentation. Fourth, clustering-based segmentation. Fifth, watershed-based method. Sixth, artificial neural network-based segmentation. Now, this is the comparison of the different methods. I will read this. Different techniques are there. On the left hand side, that is thresholding technique, age-based method, region-based method, traditional segmentation algorithms, watershed method, neural network, and three categories are there, that is description, advantages and disadvantages. Now I will read one by one method. Thresholding method. Description focuses on finding peak values based on the histogram of the image and to find similar pixels. Advantages don't require complicated pre-processing, simple. Disadvantages, many details can get omitted. Threshold errors are common. Now age-based method, based on discontinuity detection, unlike similarity detection. Advantage, good for images having better contrast between objects. Disadvantages, not suitable for noisy images. Then region-based method, based on partitioning an image into homogeneous regions. Advantages, works really well for images with a considerate amount of noise, can take user markers for faster evaluation. Disadvantages, time and memory consuming. Then traditional segmentation algorithms divides image into k number of homogeneous mutually exclusive clusters, hence obtaining objects. Advantages, proven methods reinforced with fuzzy logic and more useful for real-time application. Disadvantages, determining cost function for minimization can be difficult. Then next method is watershed method, based on topological interpretation of image boundaries. Advantages, segments obtained are more stable, detected boundaries are distinct. Disadvantages, gradient calculation for ridges is complex. The neural network, based on deep learning algorithms, convolution neural networks. Then advantages, easy implementation, no need for looking any complicated algorithms, ready-made libraries available in Python, more practical applications. Disadvantages, training the model for custom and business images is time consuming and resource costly. Now we'll see first method, that is threshold method. This is perhaps the most basic and yet powerful technique to identify the required objects in an image. Based on the intensity, the pixels in an image get divided by comparing the pixels intensity with a threshold value. The threshold method proves to be advantageous when the objects in the image in question are assumed to be having more intensity than the background and unwanted components of the image. Therefore, whatever this man is there towards left side, he may be seen through this dumpy level or prismatic compass, and we have taken this image segmentation, or we have used image segmentation technique. See that we are getting this whole man and this camera otherwise other field is dark. At its simpler level, the threshold value T is considered to be constant, but that approach may be futile considering the amount of noise, that is unwanted information, that the image contains. So we can either keep it constant or change it dynamically based on the image properties and thus obtain better results. Based on that, thresholding is of the following types. That is, first is simple thresholding. This technique replaces the pixels in an image with either black or white. If the intensity of a pixel at position ij is less than the threshold t, then we replace that with black, and it is more, and if it is more, then we replace that pixel with white. This is binary approach to thresholding. Next is Osu's binarization. T here is silent. In global thresholding, we had used an arbitrary value of threshold value and it maintains a constant. The major question here is how can we define and determine the correctness of the selected threshold field? A simpler but rather input method is to try and see the error. But on the contrary, let us take an image whose histogram has two peaks, bimodal image, one for the background and one for the foreground. According to Osu binarization, for that image, we can approximately take a value in the middle for those peaks as the threshold value. So in simply put, it automatically calculates a threshold value for image histogram for a bimodal image. The disadvantages here, however, is for image that are not bimodal. The image histogram has multiple peaks or one of the classes peaks present has high variance. However, Osu's binarization is widely used in document scans, removing unwanted colors from a document, pattern recognition, etc. Now, adaptive thresholding. A global value as threshold value may not be good in all the conditions where an image has different background and foreground lighting conditions in different actionable areas. We need an adaptive approach that can change the threshold for various components of the image. In this, the algorithm divided the image into various smaller portions and calculate the threshold for those portions of the image. Hence, we obtain different thresholds for different regions of the same image. This in turn gives us better results for images with varying illumination. The algorithm can automatically calculate the threshold value. The threshold value can be the mean of neighborhood area or it can be the weight sum of neighborhood values where weights are a Gaussian window, a window function to define regions. Now next is age-based detection. Age-based detection is the process of locating ages we have seen already in an image, which is very important step towards understanding image features. It is believed that ages consist of meaningful features and contains significant information. It significantly reduces the size of the image that will be processed and filters out information that may be regarded as less relevant. preserving and focusing solely on the important structural properties of an image of a business problem. Age-based detection algorithms, age-based segmentation algorithms work to detect ages in an image based on various discontinuities in grayscale, color, texture, brightness, saturation, contrast, etc. To further enhance the results, supplementary processing steps must follow to concentrate all the edges into age chains that correspond better with borders in the image. Now see here age detection. This diagram of this girl is there. How that diagram is converted into line diagram or age diagram. Age detection algorithms fall primarily into two categories: gradient based methods and gray histograms. Basic age detection operators like Sobel operator, Canny, Roberts variable, etc. are used in these algorithms. These operators aid in detecting the age discontinuities and hence mark the age boundaries. The end goal is to reach at least a partial segmentation using this process where we group all the local edges into a new binary image where only edge chains that match the required existing objects or image parts are present. Now region-based segmentation. The region-based segmentation methods involve the algorithm creating segments by dividing the image into various components having similar characteristics. These components, simply put, are nothing but a set of pixels. Region-based image segmentation techniques initially search for some seed points, either smaller parts or considerably bigger chunks in the input image. Next, certain approaches are employed either to add more pixels to the seed points or further diminish or shrink the seed point to smaller segments and merge with other smaller seed points. Hence, there are two basic techniques based on this method. That is region growing. Its bottom, it is a bottom up, bottom to or bottom up method where we begin with a smaller set of pixel and start accumulating or iteratively merging it based on certain predetermined similarity constraints. Region growth algorithm starts with choosing an arbitrary seed pixel in the image and compare it with its neighboring pixels. If there is a match or similarity in neighboring pixels, then they are added to the initial seed pixel, thus increasing the size of the region. When we reach the saturation and hereby the growth of that region cannot proceed further, the algorithm now chooses another seed pixel which necessarily does not belong to any regions that currently exist and start the process again. Region growing methods often achieve effective segmentation that corresponds well to the observed edges. But sometimes when algorithm lets a region grow completely before trying other seeds, that usually biases the segmentation in favor of the regions which are segmented first. To counter this effect, most of the algorithms begin with the user inputs of similarities first. No single region is allowed to dominate and grow completely, and multiple regions are allowed to grow simultaneously. Region growth also a pixel based algorithm like thresholding, but the major difference is thresholding extracts a large region based out of similar pixels from anywhere in the image, whereas region growth extracts only the adjacent pixels. Region growing techniques are preferable for noisy images where it is highly difficult to detect the edges. Now next is region splitting and merging. The splitting and merging based segmentation methods use two basic techniques done together in conjunction, that is region splitting and region merging for segmenting an image. Splitting involves iteratively dividing an image into regions having similar characteristics, and merging employs combining the adjacent regions that are somewhat similar to each other. A region split unlike the region growth, considers the entire input image as the area of business's interest. Then it would try matching a set of parameters or predefined similarity constraints and picks up all the pixel areas matching the criteria. This is a device and conquers method as opposed to the region growth algorithm. Now, the above process is just one half of the process. After performing the split process, we will have many similarly marked regions scattered all across the image pixels, meaning the final segmentation will contain scattered clusters of neighboring regions that have identical or similar properties. To complete the process, we need to perform merging, which after each split, which compares adjacent regions and if required based on similarity degrees, it merges them. Such algorithms are called split merge algorithms. Now clustering based segmentation methods. This we'll see and then we'll stop. Still more things are there. Please wait 10 minutes. Clustering based segmentation methods. I think we will stop here. Still more are there. I think we will stop here. In next lecture, we will consider this. I will take this method. Therefore, we will stop here. Thank you very much.